So, as promised, I told you that I was going to show you some river finds that didn't make my videos, just small little stuff. I wanted to show you this real quick though. The field, like I said, that I was hunting, and the house sits right about there where you see a little, you can't see it like I can because the camera doesn't show, but right out there is where the house sits, because I can tell there's a little tuft of green there where the weeds grow around the what used to be probably the chimney. While out there looking around and doing my metal detecting, I got out there right after a storm had occurred. We had a lot of lightning with it, and one thing I noticed was that this one tree here got hit by lightning, and this streak right here you see was really bright white. Now I've seen trees hit by lightning that survived, but this tree, as you can tell, did not survive the lightning strike, which is a shame, because I'm on a spot here that's kind of cool, out between the fields. You can see the trees growing along either side here, and out past where I'm parked. I come out here to do archery shooting, so I'm going to be doing that here in a little bit. So it's a shame that we're going to lose this tree here. They'll have to come through and cut it. This guy will have to come in and cut it down, more than likely. But I'm going to do some archery shooting here. I'll show you what I'm going to do here in a little bit after I show you the river finds. I have my beloved longbow with me. I take a dog toy, I toss it out here in the grass, and then I use these arrows here, which these are called flu arrows. They have more fletching and bigger fletching, so it slows them down. And I shoot at that thing on the ground, and then I usually will hit it, and it'll bounce back, and I'll hit it again, and it'll bounce back. So I'll start it out at like 20 yards, and I'll pump it back a couple times, maybe to about 30 if I'm doing real good. I won't shoot a lot of arrows today. I won't shoot like 50, 60 shots, because I'm an instinct shooter, and the more I shoot, the more I tend to lose focus. But I mentioned in the other video just a second ago about field finds that I had two items that I thought I had forgot at home. I didn't. I have them in the truck, and I pulled them out real quick to show you. This is an old lock I found from Century Post Company, Tecumseh, Michigan. I did some research on it. I haven't found it very much yet, but I'll continue to do some research. And then this item is a hunk of lead. You can see it's been hacked at, and I thought maybe this would be something that the hunter or a shooter would carry with them and to make bullets out of. It turned white because lead will do that. If it's out exposed in the elements for a long time, that's how you know it. One of the things you can use to age lead. They use lead, and this might be some people think this is a window weight. So when you raise the window up, it would be easier for you to raise the window up, because this was pulling on the other side of the wall. This wouldn't be long enough, but then again, people hack this off. They also, research tells me, that they used lead in the old days as pipe seal. But in my romantic mind, I keep thinking this is something somebody had attached to them while they were out hunting and stuff, and they would hack off pieces of lead to make bullets out in the field. Although it doesn't, this is pretty different sized and stuff than what it would be normally used. That's just my romantic side, like I said. So no real determination on that. So out in the waterways, I eyeballed two lures. I'll replace the hooks on them. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of nautical and fishing stuff that I found. So this is the top of some kind of pressure container, maybe an oiler or something. If you see these secretions, this oarlock, I couldn't even tell it was an oarlock. It was just a hunk of secretions. And when I started banging it, on against a log, those pieces came off, and I was surprised to find underneath there this oarlock, which is very worn up here on the top. This would be on the boat deck it'd be attached to the deck, and then the railings would be on the side attached to this. It's screw in, so it's not super old, but it is made out of brass or copper, as is this item, which I think this is like a tie down for ropes on the boat. This was a handle of something. There was wood laminated, you know, screwed onto the outside of this. Maybe a dip net, who knows, but that's was a pretty cool find. It was really bright and orange when I pulled it out of the water. A mystery item. This is lead with a screw in it. It's screwed in, and then I don't know if this is, you know, decorative, if it's a foot bump to remind you you're getting close to the edge of a boat or something. I don't know. I don't know what purpose that held. Obviously, I find lots of aluminum. Find trash. Now, I mentioned lead. These are all lead weights I got. Some of these aren't that old. I mean, they still got monofilament line on them. But these in particular are very old. This has like a regular nylon line on it. Not nylon, but like a copper line. Cotton line. So I think this was used for like weights for like crabbing and stuff like that. Just different types of weights here. This one says it was made in China. The number 1 is the number of ounces, so we have 1s and 2s. We got some 3s all the way up to 6. I find a lot of those. This was part of a fishing lure. This is copper. It's rolled copper, and then inside here is wood. So I'm not really sure what that is, what that would have been for, but that is old copper wrapped around a piece of wood. That I think has some real age to it. Mystery items. This is part of a fishing lure. I believe this is part of the life vest. This would be for the strapping. Lots of shotgun shell parts, including a complete shotgun shell that was dropped live. And these are some big old shotgun shells, and the brass is this amount of lead, powder inside there. The rest would be lead and the wadding. So you can see this was quite a round, probably used for turkey hunters, and I found most of these big ones all in the same area. So obviously they were shooting at probably geese. Normal junk, mystery rock. It's light as hang, but it registers really high on my detector. Big old sheet of brass. You know, you find your junk. These, I have another one over here that I picked up too at the same time. Give me a second here. These I found a lot of, and I'm surprised I find as many as I do, but these are shotgun slugs. These are used to shoot at deer, and these grooves in it are twisted, so that's what would give this a spin as it comes down the barrel, which would give it its stability. This one has a little piece of plastic. This is pretty modern. These are probably 12s, and this is probably like a 20 gauge shotgun slug. So somebody was hunting deer along the river. I found a lot of these. This is also lead. It's old, but this is a 22 round, and I found a lot of those that were intact, not damaged like this one. I find some that impacted things. So there's the trash, which I find lots of these. People would party along there and just drop stuff all the time. And then I found several Lincoln cents. And I found this mystery item. This comes up pretty good on my metal detector. I don't know what this is. This side looks like it was rubbed at one point. Not sure, but I hung on to it because it made me curious. But all right, those are the finds from the river that I was mentioning that didn't make the videos. It's rough turning on the camera and setting it all up and just finding, you know, a bullet and another bullet, aluminum can, dig down 6, 7, 8 inches and find an aluminum can. It's heartbreaking, but it's part of it. I carry this black red planter there I pulled out of the river, and I fill that every time I'm out in my canoe along the river. I fill that with mostly plastic, you know, plastic trash bags, plastic sandwich bags, a lot of plastic drink bottles. Every once in a while I find some old glass ones, some pretty old ones, but I'll fill that full of glass, plastic, a lot of styrofoam, stuff like that. I did find myself a completely good, fairly new, pretty new. I'm going to say that probably in that storm where we had the wind pretty bad from the hurricane, it got blown off a dock somewhere, but it's a life vest, a pretty good life vest. So that was a nice find. And then I found a U.S. flag that blew off a dock somewhere, and I gave it to a very nice couple who allowed me to do some metal detecting, and they had kayak past me, and we did some talking, so that was really cool. So I gave them that flag. It was in good shape. They just had to wash it, and I left it on their, I told them I'd leave it on their dock for them, and I did such. But there's no telling, a button, finding coins, just nothing old, but I'm finding some older buttons, as you guys have seen or will see. So we'll keep at it, and we'll keep hoping, and persistence will pay off. Eventually we'll get into some older stuff. I have a couple places in mind, as I mentioned, so hang on tight. We'll do some adventuring here. Thanks for getting out and about with me. Scouts out.